I kind of want to give a bit of a book update. You might not know that I wrote a book. It's getting published in the UK on January 28th, in the US on March 28th, which is insanity. I don't even know what to say about it. It just kind of like happened, even though it didn't just happen. It was like a lot of work, but it's just insane. The publisher sent the book to me a few days ago and I opened it. I'll insert a clip of me opening it for the first time here. It was so overwhelming. So, I open my book now. Or not. We'll see what it is. Oh, it is my book! Oh my god, it's so exciting! That's crazy, it's my book! Like, it's actually my book. And like, my picture's on the back. Oh my gosh, it's my book, you guys! That's crazy! I'm so excited. Thank you so much for sending this to me. I'm so excited. I'm hoping to spend the whole night reading it. And I'm so excited for you guys to read it too. So I thought I would just tell you a little bit about how the book happened. I feel like I really didn't follow maybe a traditional way of getting a book published. It's really distracting me having that box in the background. That box is because I was taking out the Christmas decorations. It has Christmas decorations inside of it. So just ignore the box. I'll try to. Anyway, yeah, I wrote a blog post about this, which I might, I don't know, post in the description of this, which might give more information. I can't really remember what I wrote because that was, I think, in like August, but talk a bit about just kind of what happened. So I wrote this book in the spring of 2017. In the fall, I had done a maternity leave teaching position. When I tell people that, they think that like I had a baby. I'm like, no, I did a maternity leave. Someone else had a baby and I took over their classroom. So I did a maternity leave teaching position. And when that ended, I didn't really know what I was doing. I applied to Boston University to get my master's in education, and I got in, and I started my master's, and it was amazing. And this is gonna sound, I don't mean this to sound poor, like bad, but going from working for a year and a half and then kind of going back to school, it was like just so different, kind of from how it had been in college for many reasons, but also it was like, okay, I know what to do, I know what expectations are, I know how to be like a good student, and I had like a lot of free time because I just kind of like was going to school full time, and when my first semester of grad school ended, I had like this 3-week period between when school had ended and then I was going to start my summer job at the camp that I work at. And I had like nothing to do, and I had all these thoughts kind of swimming around about writing a book. Not really writing a book. I just about writing in general. I'd watched this TV show, which I've written a bit about this. I watched this TV show which really messed me up, and it was about this girl and all these horrible things happened to her. Many things, a certain number, I should say. And then she ends up committing suicide, and one of the last horrible things that happens to her is she gets raped. And it's kind of like all these horrible things happen, she's suicidal, then she gets raped and she just like commits suicide. And like the show disturbed me for a lot of reasons, and that just really bothered me. And I was like, we need to change this conversation that people just commit suicide after they get raped. So anyway, I started writing, and it just like was like, yeah, like this 3-week period where it was like I would go to bed at like 4 a.m. and then wake up at 8 and just like write. Like I was just writing all day, every day, all these thoughts and feelings. And when I finished writing it, I just was like, whoa, like I wish this had existed when I was 18. Like this book, like, oh, by the way, the book is about when I was 18 years old. I'm sorry, forgot to mention this. When I was 18 years old, when I was in college, on my 3rd weekend of my freshman year, I was actually raped by another student. It was just a horrible experience. My school was really unsupportive. My friends were unsupportive. It was horrible. My mental health really deteriorated. So that's what the book's about. Sorry, I forgot what I've already said. But yeah, so there's that. So, sorry, this is getting really rambly. Yeah, I just kind of like wrote it, and then I really wanted some feedback from people, and like people that I thought were my friends were really insanely unsupportive about the book. Some people were supportive, most people were really insanely not supportive. I had some really terrible reactions, some really nasty emails. For various reasons, people just were not supportive. Like, one person was even like, they read it and then they weren't supportive, and then I kind of called them out about some things that they did and said, and this person was like, I could have charged you all this money to read your book, blah, 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 and it was just devastating and horrible. Anyway, so I had kind of given up on the book because, yeah, just after what had happened, I was like, you know what, this book feels like garbage. I feel like no one's gonna read it. I've had these horrible reactions, and I just was not feeling good at all about it. And then I started making videos. What actually ended up happening was that, oh, my hand's getting tired. I have like a selfie stick thing to make this easier, and I can't find it, but whatever. So I started making videos because last year when I got back from winter break, I had 3 snow days. I think it was 3 snow days in a row. And I had been sick the day before that. So it was like, I'd been on vacation for 2 weeks, and I was ready to kind of get back into the swing of things. And then I had like an extra 4 days off, which was amazing, but I was like sick, but also like whatever. So, which is funny because now it's like the same time of year and like I'm sick again. Anyway, so I was like just kind of bored, and I've always loved watching YouTube videos, always, as in like since like 2015, but also like kind of in high school. I've written a blog post about this, which maybe I'll link below too. Anyway, so I was like, you know what, I feel like I'm gonna try my hand at like making a video. So I made a video which was just horrible. It was like embarrassingly bad. My boyfriend ended up editing it down into something somewhat acceptable, which I did post on YouTube, and I cannot even make myself watch it because it's probably so cringy. But I made this video, and I was like, you know what, I think I want to like figure out how to get into like social media and stuff like that. I feel like I'm kind of going off on a tangent here, but I feel like with things that had happened to me, I kind of shied away from sharing a lot about myself, kind of online and in real life too. So I was kind of feeling like, you know what, I want to get out there. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to make a Twitter, I'm going to make an Instagram, I'm going to post this video, whatever. My YouTube career, I am not a YouTube star. I made like 4 videos, which collectively maybe got 200 views. So yeah, making YouTube videos is so much work, it's ridiculous. And they don't get a lot of views, or at least mine didn't. And I feel like, you know what, they were good videos, in my opinion, except for the first one, which is really cringy. Anyway, so I was on Twitter, and I found this post by this YouTuber that I really love, that I follow, and it kind of led me down this Twitter black hole. I was looking at like people had commented on it, and then I was looking at this person's profile, and I went down this whole black hole, and then I found this tweet by referencing this publisher, Trigger Press, and I went onto their page, and they were looking for submissions for books of people who had kind of lived through mental health problems, and like inspirational stories. And I was like, oh my god, like I wrote one of those. But I was just feeling like still like it is really hard to not watch myself on my phone right now. So that's why I keep on like looking over if it looks like my eyes are darting around. Anyway, so they were looking for submissions, and I was like, I have this story, like this is crazy. And at first I was like, I can't submit this, like my book sucks, like I've had really bad reactions, like I don't know what I want to do. And I was not public about my rape at that point. No one knew about it, like hardly anyone. So I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then I think it was around January 20th of 2018, I was like, I'm just gonna submit it and see what happens. And then like, I'll have to look at the dates in my emails, which I don't know. But yeah, like maybe like 8 weeks later, they emailed me and they said that they wanted to talk to me on Skype. And because they're in the UK, this had to be like ridiculously early in the morning. And oh, sorry, hand's getting tired. I'm gonna try and hold this in my left hand. We'll see. It's like, oh, it's like so shaky. But anyway, it was like ridiculously early in the morning, and one of the first things they said, they were like, yeah, we read your story and we want to publish it. And I was like, oh my god, like I could not believe it. Like I don't even know what I was thinking. Like even though they were Skyping and everything, I just didn't think that they were going to offer me anything. And so yeah, it's been like this whole long process of like working with an editor, which was amazing, and like different drafts, and kind of, it's been like in spurts. It's been like a lot of work, and like crazy. Like in the summer there was a lot of work, and then it felt like in October there was a lot of work, and then it'll be kind of months of like nothing. But now the book is coming out like so soon. I've got my author copies. I did kind of go public, I did actually go public with my rape in August. I just was like, you know what, the book's going to be coming out in January. I want people to hear about this from me. I want to just kind of own it. And it was just the right choice for me. I made this Facebook post, like, I have a book coming out. I have this big news. I made a website and I was raped. And it was crazy. I made the post on Facebook, and then, I just like gave my phone to my boyfriend, and I was like, I cannot look at my phone right now. Don't want to see the reactions. We went out to dinner, and then while we were at dinner, it wasn't like a sit down dinner. It was like you order at the counter and then like you go and sit. So as we were sitting there, my boyfriend like looked at the post and he saw that there were really good comments, and he's like, I think you'll be happy. So then when I got home, I looked at the post and there were like so many nice comments, and just people like I'd gone to high school with and college. And people have just been so supportive, just like teachers that I've had and friends and coworkers, and like it's been pretty amazing. Especially considering like 2011, like when I was raped, like this is the third time I'm going to use this in this post, but I was literally treated like garbage. Yeah, it was horrible. Like, I mean, it's in the book. I won't get into like, this video is going to be so long if I go into the whole thing, but it was just a horrible situation. The way my school treated me, the way court treated me, the way the police treated me, it was like how you would treat literal garbage. So just hoping with this book that I can, fight rape culture, just help people to find their own voices. For me, going public with my rape has been really empowering. As I've said, it's not the right choice for everyone, but I'm just hopeful that if people read this book, that they'll understand their own reactions, they'll understand their friends' reactions, that we can really change the conversation, start a conversation, that people won't feel so alone, that people will be able to find resources. For me, I was so depressed, I was suicidal for so long, I had no support, I had no help. So I really want people to not really suffer the way that I suffered, not to sound dramatic. So if you're interested, I'll leave links for the book. And yeah, I'm just really excited to share it. I think it's really relatable. Everyone who's read it says it's funny. Like, not to say like, oh my god, I'm so funny. But like, it's not like all just like super depressing. Like, I think there are funny parts. I think it's relatable. I think that people who have just about like college and life and making friends and losing friends and feeling alone and dealing with mental health issues, anxiety, depression, all these things, I think it's relatable to me. I think it's going to be relatable to a lot of people in a lot of different ways. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll film more videos. Bye.